Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Beyond measure.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Only last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Good evening and cheers, everyone. Made it here by the skin of my teeth. Work went long. So here I am, in a better mood too, because I had some Schneider's pieces, I think they're called. I won't put them on camera, just in case I get all butthurt about free fucking marketing. But, like they'll get any marketing here. Hold on, guys. My chroma key is all fucked up. I'm going to fix that real quick. Then I'll do my shameless plugs. I'm in a much better mood today, though. Forgive me again for me being in a shitty mood yesterday. I shouldn't be like that on the air. Even if I don't feel like it. But I'm being real, too. So there's that. Let's see, that should hopefully do the trick. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Tonight, Fifth Amendment. Hey, it pointed the right direction. I just got to get used to this frame here ending right there. Fifth Amendment. So, you go back 2 episodes. We talked about the Fourth Amendment. You go back 1 episode. I played a video for you on how to interact with the cops, what a perfect traffic stop looks like, where you just don't answer their questions. Be respectful. Courteous, obey any lawful orders if they give them to you. Even if they're unlawful, don't put yourself in harm's way. So that's all back starting with Fourth Amendment 2 episodes ago, and then the cop video was yesterday. And I should have played the cop video after the Fifth Amendment because that's what it directly applied to. But it's okay to sandwich them because all these rights work together ultimately. So let's just hop right into the text. It's pretty long text, so I don't want to eat up too much airtime, hopefully. The X space is open. Oh, let me do my plugs real quick. Shameless plugs. Get the shirts. Get the glass I was drinking out of. Get the shirts. Permanently Tired shirts. Super popular shirt. I think I posted one without the JD's 2 cents on the back, and it's still running at a lower price. When I get around to it, I'm gonna up that because if you're not gonna pimp my fro here, so to speak, then I'm gonna charge you more royalty. So get it while it lasts. It's like $24, I think, which is a steal. And I will be putting more shirts out when I have the time. I've just been super busy this summer. I have to work extra hours because I have to pay extra money to stay at the RV sites I stay at. In the winter, I don't have to pay extra money, so I can dedicate more time to the little nuances. Anywho, sorry, I had to blow my ears right there because my ears are doing something funky, and I have to give them the hydrogen peroxide treatment after I get off here. I don't know, maybe my headphones have gotten derbies or something. That's how I say dirty to my baby dogs. Okay, Fifth Amendment. Let's jump right in. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury. So we know what capital crime is: murder, treason, and the like. Or an otherwise infamous crime. What's an infamous crime? Kidnapping, armed burglary, breaking and entering, anything that's a felony, basically. Usually misdemeanors will be settled out of court most of the time, because you don't want to tie up the court system with every little crime that occurs out there. Oh, speaking of crime today, so I was doing my Instacart gig, and I roll up for my first shop of the day. It was like 11 a.m., I think, at Walmart. Look over to my right, and there's this lady lying in the middle of the parking lot, like wobbling around. Like, oh shit, what's going on? At first I thought it was a vagrant that was high on fentanyl or something. So I slowly pull around, and other people are going there because it had just happened. This elderly couple hit this lady, didn't even realize it, kept rolling around the corner. And so I went around, figured out what happened, and then they actually stopped to deal with something else, or maybe they heard something when they hit her, but they didn't realize they hit her. And I pulled my car in front so they couldn't go anywhere, and I hopped out. I said, you guys need to get back. You just hit a lady. You need to get back there. I have your license plate. Like, you need to go back to the scene over here. And I wasn't a dick about it or anything, because they were elderly, and I felt for them, too, that they had to go through that. Anyways, the police got called. They got a court date, and the lady's in the hospital. Her face was all bloody, and also her ankle, from what I heard, like they ran over her foot or something, possibly. But she was standing the entire time I was there after I got back to the scene. Yeah, it was crazy. So, but that's a misdemeanor offense. So that ties into what I was saying. Misdemeanors don't apply here. You don't need to call a grand jury, put 12 people out of their lives for days on end over misdemeanors. So that's the difference here. Again, my 2 cents. I'm a layman. You want to dig into it, if you're a real nerd on these things, just click this button. It'll take you to the outline and look at all this stuff they have on the Fifth Amendment. Crazy, right? This I don't like, because I think it's reading way too far into what the Founding Fathers said. I am of the mindset that they wrote these first 10 amendments to be well understood by the average layman that could read and write. Okay? That's how I see it. I could be wrong. Except in cases arising in the land or naval forces, or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. So that is referencing what's called the, I should know this, I was in the Marines 5 years, Military Code of Justice, the MCJ, I think is what we called it. MCOJ. We would add the of. MCOJ, I think, is what we affectionately called it. So the military tries its own cases. They have their own laws, basically. It all falls under, still, the supreme law of the land, the Constitution, so it can't violate it. But all, 6 or 7 branches now of the military fall under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. UCMJ. That's what we called it, UCMJ. Been some years and some beers. So, speaking of which, I need to top this off. Now, this does say, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. So, should the Uniform Code of Military Justice apply if we're not actually in a declared war or in a time of quote-unquote public danger? Who knows? Again, the courts in this country have really diluted our rights in a lot of ways. And they get away with it because we the people don't stand up and say, no, that's wrong. And we don't show up in numbers to address our grievances. Because everyone's going about their lives. I get it to an extent, but the nation's also full of a bunch of cowards these days, the vast majority, in fact. And I'm pointing one finger that way, but there's three pointing back at me, because before I started doing this podcast, I wasn't cared about anyone else. Like, whatever, the country's burning, fuck it all. I don't care. Fuck everybody. And that's the wrong attitude. I was being a coward, what I was being. So, I digress, though. Right here, it's pretty clear that it needs to be in a time of war or public danger is when the UCMJ should take effect. That's really a nuance. Like, we've covered other things that were far more important, like violation of Second Amendment rights, First Amendment rights that are obvious, censorship, the so-called hate speech laws out there. Well, there's no laws yet, but just the fact that hate speech is even a thing, because it's in direct contradiction to the First Amendment. Anyways, I think you get what I'm saying. Oh, I don't have my chat pulled up. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like I have one Xer here and one D-Liver here. Cheers, guys. Thanks for being here. Drop a chat if you would like to, or not. The X space is also open. I have Brian here. Could this be the infamous Brian from back in D-Live days, sir? Mr. High Impact Flex? If it is you, cheers. And cheers to any Brian. But it might just be. It might just be. So, getting back to the text. Again, guys, drop a chat if you want. I am messing with my chat settings right now, so it's probably not going to show up on the overlay. I'm trying to figure out how to consolidate stuff better for you guys. So I'll be testing that afterwards. Like I said, I got off work and literally hit the ground running right into this stream. So it all worked out perfectly today. It rarely does. Anyways. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb. So this is Double Jeopardy. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the movie Double Jeopardy. It's a great movie. Go and watch it. And basically, you cannot, if you've committed a crime and a court has found you not guilty of that crime, a grand jury has found you not guilty of that crime, they cannot later go, even if there's new evidence that's introduced, they can't later be like, oh, we're taking this guy to court again. No. Once you have been declared not guilty, you are a free person for that crime the rest of your life, whether you did it or not. I've heard people take issue. Oops, my ear just fell out. Bear with me, guys. My hand gestures get away from me. Hold my ear out. But I was just on an X account today. You know what? Let me pull that up, because this set me back a little bit. And not much does, but it was pretty scary stuff. So I'm going to close the full screen real quick. I'm going to hop over to X, because it ties into what I'm saying right now. Go to my profile. Why is that cut off the way it is? Oh, not my profile. If I would pay attention. Where would that be exactly? Probably replies. Bear with me, guys, but this ties in directly with what I'm talking about. Is it already buried? It's annoying. Oh wait, it might be. Oh yeah, here it is. So look at this chick's headline. Texas prosecutor is the name if you want to go troll her account. Better 1,000 innocent men are locked up than one guilty man roam free. By DS, whoever that is. Women's REA. Don't even know what that means. She is verified, so she pays X to have this account, so she's serious. She likes the Babylon Bee, apparently. So maybe, just maybe, it's a trolling account, and I fell for it. That's possible. That's totally possible. But, so maybe this is just satire. But this is what I replied, just in case it's not. Because that's like, whoa, are you freaking kidding me? Your headline is the definition of tyranny and the exact opposite of what liberty stands for. It's probably a trolling account. Now that I sort of scrolled there and looked at it a little bit. I was looking at it when I was waiting at Walmart for someone to come and unlock one of the shelves. You know how that goes. Takes for fucking ever. Anyways, I digress. So how does that tie in here? What I was going to say is, so I've heard people argue what we shouldn't have double jeopardy because if new evidence, this really got some pushback when DNA testing and science came to the forefront, and a bunch of people were found not guilty in the past that could no longer be found guilty now, even though it was pretty obvious they had done the crime. However, on the flip side of that coin, many people have been vindicated with that same science. The point I want to make here, and I want to stress this very strongly, fuck security and embrace liberty and freedom. Safety and security very often is poison. Not very often, all the time, I would say. Well, no, I digress. You should be safe and secure in your house and all that. However, if you want to live free, there's a chance that a criminal's going to come and see if they can fuck with you and come into your house and take your money, rape your wife, all the nasty things criminals do, right? But would you rather have that society or a society where you're literally living in 1984, where you have cameras all throughout your house, because this is the flip side of that, and you have zero liberty, zero freedom, and yet you're safe, quote unquote, because Big Brother's taking care of you, and Big Brother cares for you. Bullshit. The government gives two shits about you, and they always will. Know that. So that's the point I want to emphasize. I will take liberty over safety and security every single day, every moment of every day. That's why I'm a full-time RVer, guys. Because society is getting so bad. I don't want to live in the matrix. You know, I don't want to live in the grid where people are stabbing each other in the back all the time just because they don't like how they look or how they talk or what race they are. It's getting scary out there, and I'm so glad that I'm on the road and I'm pseudo-detached from the grid and from society. And if it gets really bad, I can just take the fuck off. You know what I mean? There's great freedom in that, and I love that. And you know what I had to sacrifice? More safety and security, because being in an RV is not nearly as secure as being in a house with a gated yard. But I would much rather have freedom. Hope that makes sense. Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself And that's the royal himself. So if you're getting triggered by that, you're welcome on my channel, but we're going to have a chat, okay? And I'm going to try to set you straight on a few things. Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, okay, so it ends there. Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. So anyone that is being tried for a crime does not have to testify against themselves. We most recently saw this in the sham trial against Trump. And he likes to talk, especially about himself. I love the guy, but he's got a big ego and a big mouth. And I bet he was chomping at the bit to just jump into that jury box to talk about himself. But his lawyers were like, no, sir, you are not doing that. So good call on his lawyer's part. Nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So they can't come take your shit. This all ties into innocent until proven guilty. Okay? You are innocent until you are proven guilty in a court of law. It doesn't mean the state can't detain you during that time. Okay? Because if they couldn't detain you, then you just have true criminals that'll just gone, never to be seen again. And then they go fuck someone else's life up. So to have a society that works, you have to be able to detain innocent people for a time. Having said that, and I don't know if this is the case or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. If the state does detain you for a time, whether it be the United States or a state proper like California, does anyone know, do you get compensated if you're found not guilty for that time that you sat there in a jail cell? You should, at the very least, at the minimum wage, and even a higher wage than that, I would argue. So, I don't know, that's my 2 cents on that. Drop comments, drop it in the chat, what you think. We can take a look at that. Rumblers, I forgot about you, my redheaded stepchildren. I don't have your chat up, so I apologize. Let me go ahead and pull it up just in case anyone is trying to chat over there. Like I said, I was up against it. My internet out? Doesn't look like it. Looks like the stream is good. What's going on? Where is Rumble? There it is. Weird. Okay. Looks like the stream is good. Give me a second, guys. I'm just getting that chat. Just in case anyone's trying to chat me from Rumble. Doesn't look like it. No shocker there. But if someone's trying to chat me, I want to be engaging, not dismissive. Again, this is your guys' channel. I'm just the host. You rented the Airbnb, and I'm the party host. Think of it that way. There we go. So, anywho, where were we? So yeah, they can't come take your shit unless they find you guilty. And then, like, if you can't pay a civil suit, then they can start liquidating your shit so you can pay it. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Huh, so that's interesting. Oh, okay, so this is separate. This is eminent domain. So they put a bunch of stuff together in this amendment. The keys here being, shut up. You don't have to say anything to the government ever. If they have probable cause against you, if they put you in handcuffs and they take you to a court and put you before a jury, never ever say anything except to your lawyers. Okay? That's one of the very key points here. The other one being, eminent domain, okay, which we're about to talk about. Oh, and double jeopardy. That's important too. And what's so cool about double jeopardy? So to get back to that argument, the non-argument, in my opinion, that people have that, oh, we shouldn't have double jeopardy just in case. Who wants to live in a society where if you are not guilty of a crime, but they think you're guilty of a crime and they put you in handcuffs and haul you before a jury, and then you're found not guilty and vindicated, to have that hanging over your head the rest of your life that you might be drugged back into court someday for the same crime just because they want to. No. Double jeopardy absolutely has to exist. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of people running around that are losing their minds. Literally, I would. Do you have that hanging over your head for the rest of your life? You can never truly be vindicated of a crime without double jeopardy. Again, liberty over safety and security. Always. Always. It's the only way to live free. So, this is eminent domain clause. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. What does that mean? If you haven't seen the movie The Pink House, go watch it. It's all about eminent domain and how they violated this egregiously. They tore this poor lady's house down because she painted it pink, and this big corporation wanted that land so they could make a bunch of money off of it, and they tore her fucking house down with a bunch of other houses too along a riverfront. So it's called The Pink House, I believe. Great movie. You can also look it up on YouTube. There's plenty of actual documentaries on it. But yeah, they totally violated her Fifth Amendment right in doing so. It's egregious. What it means in a nutshell. If you have a house built or property, farmland, if it's not benefiting the greater good of society, and it could be proven so, a great example of this in recent history, 20 years ago now, I used to live in Texas, North Texas. Dallas Cowboys Stadium was a huge violation of the Fifth Amendment. There were a bunch of people, like fifth generation homes of low income people, neighborhoods. And they razed all of that to the ground to put that atrocious $1 billion stadium there. That is not benefiting the greater good to have a football stadium. They had plenty of ranches, plenty of other land that would be happy to accommodate that footprint. And they said, fuck these poor people, gave them bottom dollar on their houses. And even the ones that said, no, we're not moving, they said, fuck you, and they razed them to the ground. Another huge violation of the Fifth Amendment. I'm sure there's videos out there on that, if you care to look it up. Now, where they can do something is like the interstate system. That benefits the entire country. So if they need to bring the interstate through there and they can't bring it another way, or it would be way out of the way to bring the interstate through there, then that's where eminent domain is lawfully applied and then given just compensation. So a lot of text. I took up all my time for the most part. Where I got about, just a minute left. It just clicked over. So if anyone has 2 cents to share on what I shared today and what your thoughts are of the Fifth Amendment, please speak up in the chat, in the X space, Rumble chat, YouTube chat, X chat. X chat is hard to get into. If you're here on X, you got to click on the video and then click again, and then the chat window opens up on the right hand side. I don't like that design. I should shoot that over to Elon Musk in premium with a recommendation, not that anyone will read it. Because I'm just a tadpole in this vast ocean known as X. Not even a tadpole, like a little amoeba. But you never know. Might hit someone's ears or eyes. Anyways, guys. Oh, I didn't have that opened on full screen. I apologize. I wasn't paying attention. So I'll hang out for just a couple more minutes in case anyone does want to engage. 720-72-CENTS, 720-722-3687. Call in, text in, voicemail in. The phone lines are open. I'm ready for you. Sorry for the dead air, guys. I was supposed to do a co-interview with Patrick Rinker today, but other things happened. He's busy with work, I'm busy with work, and it just didn't come together today. So we're going to work something out in the future, and we'll get it done. Patrick Rinker is the gentleman that I did the video on. Oh, which episode was it? I want to give you guys the right episode. So let me pull up YouTube here. I know you can't see anything. It's not a big deal. Just get into the playlist. It was episode... Doesn't make any sense. Let's talk about it more tomorrow. So if anyone's still here... Sorry. I don't know why it's pulling up. I'm just trying to pull up the playlist. I remember 20 years ago... Shut up. Where is it? Okay. Episode 16 of the first season. So, episode 16 is when I did an expository video of garbage leftist vocab. And that's how I discovered Patrick, excuse me. So, he has agreed tentatively to do a co-interview, or at least be on the show, and we have a back and forth, and then you guys can chime in as well. So that'll be exciting. That'll be fun. Looking forward to that. So cheers to you, Patrick. Thank you for agreeing to that. And with that, guys, I don't really see anyone engaging. So I'm off to test the new chat window and see how that works. Let me see if anyone from Rumble did chat in. Nope, I don't see anyone. So, no one in the space. Thanks for being here, Brian, whoever you were. And thanks for my D-Liver and my Xer for being here. Want to end on a good note. I didn't yesterday, forgive me for that. 99. Oops, see, I'm still learning how to point. 99% of things you worry about will never happen. My chroma key is still jacked up, so I'll just do that live and fix that. Well, now it went away. 99% of things you worry about will never happen. So live right now in the present moment and enjoy it. And if you're in a bad mood, eat some food. That's what I learned yesterday. The reason I was so pissed off, I didn't eat anything all day. And then I jumped on live stream. Well, yeah, I'm going to be pissed. My body's sitting there going, you need to eat, dummy. So with that, guys, I'm over time. Not getting any engagement, which is fine. Cheers to everyone. Cheers to everyone that'll see this video in the future. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Hit that bell on YouTube so you'll be notified when I go live. And on X as well. There's a little bell there, too, now, where you can actually just select live streams so that you're not bogged down every time I post something. You can just select live streams. Anyways, guys, God bless. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you on the flip side. Fun Friday tomorrow. Woohoo! Yeah! Good night.